Okay, let's build a bit of hype, people. Come on, let's get, just when I do this introduction, please, let's get some dubs in the chat. Let's get everything in the chat. Fred again, Flowdan, alongside the man himself, Mr. Sonny Moore, aka Skrillex. The track is called Rumble. It's been doing the rounds for quite a while now, ever since Fred again's Boiler Room set got massive, went live and whatnot. The track's just been gaining in popularity here and there, been shared about, little iterations and IDs being just thrown everywhere across the interwebs, if you will. And here we have it, the fully fledged tune, the first single from what we imagine is either going to be a big album or a double album. It is a special moment, and we do have to kind of recognise that. We have now the first track, like I've said, from a big project coming soon, from a man who has just shaped a lot of things in electronic music and who is a very special individual for a lot of people. Skrillex, Fred again, Flowdan, Rumble, 2 minutes 26. Let's get it. Oh. Okay.
Run for them life.
Oi!
Step into the jungle.
Stop! Fucking hell! Stop it! Stop it! No! No! Get out! No! Yes! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! People who are new to the channel, you have to understand, I am someone who does not seek out IDs at all. I have next to no idea of what this sounds like. I've heard the odd little snippet here and there, but I want to stay as far away from IDs as possible. I'm just like that because I don't want to have any kind of idea of what it sounds like before it comes out. I want to go into something completely fresh. That's just not me back for 6. I'm just saying. So we're going to do a little spin back, a little rewind my selector. The darkness of that beat just fucking floored me.
Run for them life. When I step into the jungle, say they wanna group up. They better move up, never gonna win a Royal Rumble. But when I come through, you know what I love to. I send shots for your team and leader. I make a witness decide to vacate. The war's getting sweet just like a Ribena. Yo, listen, you hear that? Yo, listen, you hear that?
Oi, killers in the jungle.
Killers in the jungle.
Oi!
Killers in the jungle.
Sorry to pause it quickly, but now I know why people are saying, can you hear that? People were just replying to me, just dropping replies of, can you hear that? Like to my video that I put out the other day about Skrillex, in replies to tweets. I was like, what are you saying? Can I hear what? Now I get it. That hovering, shimmering beat. Go on then. Oh, this is very Skrillex, I feel. Nice high pitched up, chopped up vocal.
Them done that a really long time when I ramp when I skinny couldn't wake from a coma.
Oi! Go on.
You hear that?
Yep.
Shots get fired in the wars, rifle that swing like gorillas in the mist. Nothing ain't Chris when it end up in the jungle.
Oh.
Yo, killers in the jungle.
Go on.
Killers in the jungle.
Okay.
Jungle. The jungle. The jungle.
Ooh.
The jungle. The jungle. The jungle. Jungle.
Oh, that look. Oh. Oh. Yes, going right back into that. That little fucking percussive medley that we got there was exceptional. Kind of tempted to hear it again, just to kind of get a little bit more of a thorough feel of it. Should we play it again? Running it right back. Everyone is in agreement that I should play this again. So here we go.
I make a witness decide to vacate. The war's getting sweet just like a Ribena.
That little Ribena rhyme. Oh, stop it, bro. His voice works so well over that grisly little fucking beat. This is vintage Skrillex, this little vocal chop. This little vocal sample. This bit. This bit. Oh my gosh. This is my favourite bit. This might be my favourite bit. It is so well made. The snare, listen to that snare, bro. It's just, it all works. It all works. That is mean. That tune is mean. I'm definitely not sitting here saying it is the most, out there, wildly creative tune. I'm definitely not saying that. It is quite simple. It is quite to the point. There's not loads going on conceptually. It's just quite a A to B in a way, if you know what I mean. Maybe aside from that little drum medley that we get kind of 2/3 of the way through, you know, aside from that, it's just like, okay, here's a beat, here's the vocal, here's where it's going to come in, and we're going from this section to this section. Of course, all music does that, but there's nothing kind of outlandish about it, is what I'm trying to say. It's like, we're going from that to that, then we're going back to that, and then back to that as well. There's a rhythm, basically, is what I'm trying to say about the kind of progression of this tune, and the sections it returns to and whatnot. In saying it is quite simple and quite to the point and quite A to B, for what they're going for here, for what they're kind of trying to do and sell with this track, everything pretty much is done right and flawlessly and spot on. From the production to the idea, the little idea that we get with the drops that we do get. The vocal layered over from Flowdan exceptionally. Love some of the vocal touches that we get from him here. The Ribena line in particular, I think, and the Coma line were my favourites from him. That rhyming pattern, that rhyming scheme that he had going on there. Quite a simple track, but offering a lot is the kind of bottom line and the fundamentals here with this tune, I would say. I do also have to mention that little drum medley that we got there. There were little gun sounds that were quite quick fire, chicka 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 chicka, and then there was like dum ba dum dum ba dum, you know, quite more guttural kind of sounding drums as well. Just quite a mix of percussion that we got there that I think elevated the track from being quite a simple one into something a little bit more off the wall, just a bit more spontaneous, if you will. Like, you didn't really see that section kind of coming in, but I think it was woven in very effectively and done very well. So, like, it is over before it gets properly going, I would say. I think there's kind of more scope for expanding on that tune, maybe with a VIP at some point. But then at the same time, I do kind of like how trimly cut it is and how explosive it is with the shortness of it, and the vocal being so kind of invasive and dagger-like and just perfect with the complementation when it comes to the dark and evil energy of it. Like, I could feel I could feel the rumble. I can feel the rumble. I can feel the reverberation of it. It's like a seismic kind of feel to that beat. It just has that dark kind of cacophonous feel to it that you can feel reverberating throughout your mind as if it would in a venue, in a dark lit, well, a dimly lit kind of claustrophobic kind of venue, if you know what I mean. So I'm just thinking now and kind of wondering how it's going to fit within the album, whether it's going to sound a bit different, whether in between certain songs it's going to sound different compared to by itself, whether it's going to be like a standalone cut that's given a bit of a limelight, or it's going to stitch together other tunes that are a bit longer either side of it. So a lot to kind of think about with that track and appreciate. Again, you know, some of you guys might say it's a bit simple, not doing all that much, just over with quite quickly, and feels like it isn't offering that much conceptually. But when we're talking about on a level of production style and the way that it's done on that front, and the matching with the vocal, the little sounds here and there, the vocal touches, the memorable stuff, it's all kind of tying together for what it's going for and not really putting a foot wrong. There isn't a point here where I'm thinking, ooh, that's a little bit, you know, off kilter or out of place. It's all tying up here, is what I'm trying to say. Gonna leave it at that, I think, for my thoughts on this first single from the highly anticipated, much awaited new Skrillex project, Rumble, Skrillex, Flowdan, and Fred again. There we go.